yesterday.
Just tell your neighbors before the next party, like, hey, I don't need to be invited or anything, but just tell the guy to play some Phil Collins every now and again.
I probably should.
You need to start putting like little signs on your window every time they have a party.
Now I'm curious. What is like the weirdest thing you've done to your neighbors?
You act like he antagonizes them. He stands in his kitchen and listens to music.
Yeah, I've never done anything weird to my neighbors.
I feel like you have stories that are just like you're just holding them back, and I just need to know.
None that I can remember.
You interact with your neighbors at all, Dono?
No.
Do you hit them
nothing beyond
with a deep voice?
Nothing beyond like one time we had to tell them not to park their car in front of our garbage cans. Because that was a real prank they pulled on us, making our trash pile up for 2 weeks like that.
I
fucking got our ass.
Every time I used to leave my house, my neighbors would pull it, like they would use my driveway slot. So I just double parked them constantly, and I made them knock on my door to ask them to move my car. I was like, oh yeah, maybe you couldn't have parked there.
Now I'm worried that maybe we did something to spite them, and that was them getting back at us.
Somebody says, what about when you're driving and look to your side and make eye contact with other driver? My dad used to yell at me and my brother for that all the time, because we would just stare at other drivers. He'd be like, quit your fucking gawking. Like,
I like do my hardest to not look at drivers right now, and I stick like straight away. But my two peeves are like, especially when I'm driving into work, my coworkers, if they're driving next to me, they'll honk their horn. And for some reason, I just don't like that. I'm like, you know, I don't need to look at you when you're in your car. Just don't make eye contact with me.
Wow, no, this is heartbreaking.
They're trying to wave at you like, oh, hey, that's
Yeah.
from work.
Let's go. I realize it's like, that's me. That's a me problem, right? Like, I
Yeah.
shouldn't be like that. But I just, at the same time, I'm just, if I'm not on the clock, man, I just want to keep it moving.
Yeah, to be fair,
I thought that was
no one
just
likes to talk to your
instinctual.
coworkers. Like, that's like at working only.
Yeah, maybe coworkers. I thought that was just instinctual. That every friend, even though we all lived in the same small ass neighborhood, from the time we got driver's license, every time we saw each other's car, we would honk and be like, "Oh my god, I saw your car, dude!"
I love the idea.
Yeah, but that's friends.
Hold on, I love the idea that
friends, it's totally different, and I do it to I love it when my friends do it to me. If it's like my coworkers that I don't really talk to, and then they see me, and just because we're wearing the same, like, you know, uniform shirt, they like give me a honk. I'm like, please, dude. I'm like, please. I need these 5 minutes before I walk into this office. I'm begging you.
I love the idea that Cinna hates her coworkers so much that she doesn't want to acknowledge they exist unless they're paying her. Like,
Cinna's work stories are crazy because there's always like, my coworkers just love me, man. They love me, but I can't fucking stand them.
I fucking hate those guys, man.
Oh
no!
You know,
My other
all
favorite
like
one
red
is
hats.
like
They're all red hats.
she'll tell me, yeah, absolute redheads.
Yeah, they're all like red hats, and they're all super like low key offensive. But then they're one of those people where they're like southern nice about it, and so it's weird because you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be nice to you, but like you know, you're being wild, and it's just so difficult.
It's basically like a good thing that you're white, is what I'm hearing.
My favorite shit is she'll be like, I do nothing at work, and then they keep praising me for it.
Yeah, like literally a few months ago, I was joking because my friends were actively joking me about how I don't do anything at work. And then I got called into the office at 4:30, and I thought for sure I was getting fired. Because it was like 4:30 on Friday. And then I got like a pretty decent raise, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was telling my friend about it. I called my friend. I said, yeah, I got called into the office at work. And he goes, oh, you finally got fired because you do nothing there? And I was like, no, dude, they gave me a raise. And he's like, for what? And I was like, I have no idea. He said I was working hard, and I was like, where?
He said I was working hard.
On what project, dude?
Rhyme, leave me alone!
Obviously,
she sent me some video when she was editing, and I remember my first response was like, "This looks like a prison video, like you know, prison." And it's like a prison. What's the word? Prison. You turn around, you get a job. And like, yeah, I love it. I'm like, this is a prison story.
Yeah, no, Cinna is weird. Like I remember, like when I wasn't replying to her on Twitter, I was like, she said something about her boss's bird dancing or something. I said, if you give me a video of the bird, I'll watch it. And then like I got a video through the blinds of like, I'm like, did you just go?
Did you just creep a video of the bird?
Yeah. That's what it looked like.
Okay.
You know, I work hard, okay?
Before we get too far away from cars, Dotto, can you tell that story of you and your friend in the bit almost committing the bit?
I was gonna bring that story up too.
Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, good. I want to hear it again.
All right. So speaking of my life as a bit, this is the level of fucking idiocy. We just got out of college for the day. We were like, hey, let's go to CC's. And so we get in our car. I get out of the parking lot first because I'm just fucking nice with it. I fucking skip past all the cars, and then I look in my rear view and I see my friend. I'm like, oh, he's right behind me. And I look back at the road. I just hear, boom. I'm like, well, that was weird. What was that sound? And we get to CC's and my friend's like, dude, you didn't react, but I fucking hate you with my car. And I was like, oh, is that what happened? And
You
then we
didn't
just
feel it?
No, I felt it too, but I was like, did my mind make that up, or I don't know what that was. So I just turned up my radio and I kept it moving.
Kept it moving.
And then he talked about it, how he hit me. I was like, is that what, I knew something like that happened. I knew I wasn't crazy. and then afterwards we eat, and then he pulls out his CC's. He goes first, and I'm behind him, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fucking hit him back. Watch this. And then I was
That's
like,
so psychotic.
yeah, and then like you. No, I was like, I'm gonna hit him. I was like, I'm gonna hit him back. I'm gonna get him back for what he did to me. And then
For a
like,
bit!
Just a reminder, we're talking about poor Dot over here. Poor
Broke college student.
Hey, we had 2 shitty cars. It's not like I was rich or anything. But then my like wiser me, future me stopped me, and I was just like, wait, that's not a bit. That's a car accident. And then I was
fun.
And then I got home. We didn't talk, and then we hopped on like Xbox Live or something. He's like, dude, this is gonna sound crazy, but when I pulled out a CC's and saw you behind me, I swear I thought you were gonna hit me. And I was like, I was thinking about
I was
it.
gonna do it.
I was gonna hit you.
He's like, dude, I really considered it.
I really did.
So
If anybody was in my brain right there, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fucking funny when I hit him back for what he did to me.
Yeah,
When I
there's
hit
like
him back.
nothing funny about that at all.
I don't know. I still think it would have been pretty. It still would have been pretty
Absolutely
funny if I hit him. Just a little tab, you know. But
I was
a
gonna say
little love tap.
you'd still be talking about it today, but we're still
Love
talking
that.
about it today because of how crazy it was.
Send him to
so.
the hospital once, you know, just a little.
yeah, that's the only time I didn't commit to the bit. And I just wish, I wish in retrospect, I wish I did commit to the bit, because knowing that he was thinking I was gonna do it makes it even funnier. Because in his mind, he's like, oh no, he's gonna hit me back, isn't it? And then me hitting him back with literal cars, like bumper cars. That shit would have been so funny. Man, Ryan doing
my
tricks off the
Oh, I'm an
stage.
idiot.
Holy shit.
Are you playing, Donna?
No, I was just watching Rhyme stream. He tricked off the stage.
I got called my dumb shit. And there's
Not
a
my
red shell
fault you
on
did
my
a ass. Fucking kickflip 720 off Rainbow Road, dude.
The kickflip 720 off Rainbow Road special. Why wasn't that one in Tony Hawk?
Oh, that's okay. There goes my red shell.
And I just used it against you too.
And of course you took it. Of course you of all people took it. No, stop poor Dotto in my chat. How did I not make?
He said poor Dotto after Dotto just told the story about considering hitting his friend's car, and chat's instant reaction is poor Dotto.
Nah, at this point, it has to be a bit. Like, people know that Dotto's toxic, but they just refuse to accept it.
That was the
Yo,
same
I
car
bullet
that
billed my way to
coincidentally-
first. Let's go.
Hey, we
Wait,
love
did
to
I get
see it.
passed? Pikachu Kid did not pass me. Oh, Pikachu Pig. Oh, I ban him. Ban him
Pikachu
from every
Pig.
chat. Pikachu Kid passed me. I'm sick.
Ooh.
Full ban.
What is
No,
going to be? What's going to
that,
be?
that was the same car that would eventually go
wait a
out to
minute.
spin out like Mario
Am I
Kart.
still on the third lap, or am I done? Oh, I'm done.
Wait, how did you spin out?
Oh, I had a panic attack.
Oh, my
right,
my
speech
wheel
is-
blew out.
I like how we got the same points, too.
Wait, that sounds
Well,
It's
horrifying.
literally
I've
just
never had a
just
wheel blow
trading
out on me.
places.
It was pretty crazy.
There was the only time I've ever spun out was we got called into school on a day we definitely should not have been called to go into school. It should have been a snow day, 100%.
I got a story about that, too, in a
And
second.
I hit like the main road was kind of clear, but I just off on the shoulder, like the shoulder line. If you go just past that, it's all ice. But I think I went just too far to the right. And when I went to go turn back in, my car lost all traction. I just spun out. Thankfully, everything's covered in powdered snow. So when I landed in the ditch, I landed in snow and the car was fine. But
I have a similar story. So, chat, something about me
I got
is
two stories.
I never freak out when life just starts going crazy. My instant instinct is just start dying laughing. So, same story as Thunder. We were going to school. My friend was driving. We spun out. And the whole time, my friend's like, what the fuck do I do? He's like trying to figure out how to stop the car. He's like doing everything with the wheel. He's trying to hit the brakes. It's not working. We're just doing like literally 360s. I'm sitting there fucking dying laughing. Like, bro, if we're going to go out, I'd rather just be laughing. And then we go into a ditch. Moral of the story is, if it's iced over and snow down, cancel school, man. Because of course I went to the one school that just never canceled class whenever snowstorms happen for whatever reason.
My school was really guilty of they wouldn't cancel school in the beginning half of like the snow season, but then in the late half they're like, oh my god, we have all these extra days because we never canceled because we're morons, and then they'd cancel on like a breath of snow would hit the ground. You know what I mean?
Shut it down. Shut it down.
We were
they
literally
had
the
the
only
extra snow days and they didn't know
school.
what to do with them. So
Also, your stories just brought back a fucking relic of a memory in my mind. Obviously, I think this is where I get my commitment to bits from. I was a really scared kid, like when I was super young, like 7 or 9 or something. And my mom, as we were going back to our house, there's like a creek or a ditch. I don't know how to describe it, but it's perfectly shaped like a ramp. And you could go over it to the road and save like 2 seconds of time at risk of your car getting stuck. And my mom, to scare me, was like, "Hey, you want to see me hit this ramp?" And I was like, "Don't do it. I was like, "Don't do it. This is a dumb idea." And I started crying, and she was like, "I'm gonna hit this ramp. Watch me nail this sweet jump." And I'm like, "What are you doing? Don't do it." I was like, "What are you doing? Don't do this. This is stupid." She's like, "No, it'll be fine. Watch this. Watch this." And she fucking tries to do it, and our car gets stuck. And I'm like, "You are such an idiot."
your mom was doing bits since you were a child. No wonder. No wonder.
Now I see where you get it
The
from.
math checks out.
I have to call her up and talk about that because that was fucking stupid. I was like, "You're gonna get us stuck," and she was like, "No, I'm gonna hit this fucking ramp."
Your mom sounds sweet, dude.
Yeah, your mom sounds like a badass. I'm gonna say that.
I mean,
Your mom sounds like a badass, dude. I like your mom. Your mom sounds dope as fuck for that. Yeah, that's my dad would always do.
They ended up putting a railing. So.
You said what?
They ended up putting a railing over that, so you can't do that jump anymore.
Oh, that's bad.
I guess that says something about Florida, that my mom wasn't the only one that knew that you could hit that shit like a ramp. But
Everyone was hitting that shit in Florida.
everybody was hitting that fucking turn, dude.
I just got hit with so many items. I was in second place.
I don't know what that feels like.
All I know is
Where are you, Thunder?
I've crossed the finish line. So funny thing, when you're in first, the only thing you ever get hit with is blue shells.
What I don't get is where do you find a time in the day to just hop on and play ranked Mario?
I do not
Kart
play
every
Mario
single day?
Kart when we do not play Mario Kart.
I need to know. It's like every day you just grind this game so you can embarrass us when we go live.
Let me tell you, the secret to this game is if you're in first, the only bad thing that can happen to you is a blue shell, because second place doesn't get red shells. So you're just safe up there. Like you're fine.
Oh, I wouldn't know. Usually I get blue shelled in like 8th. Every single time.
I get blue shelled in 8th.
Why did I pick?
That's the most Florida story. Dado has a lot of Florida stories. My favorite one is when he randomly brought up, it was me, Dion, and Dado on call, and this man really brings up like the tech to like running away from a gator, and I'm like, why do you have tech? Oh, because you're in Florida.
Okay, well, what's the gator tech? Now I gotta know.
That. He's in survival mode all the time, dude.
Oh, who knows if it's real? But Floridians just have gator tech, dude.
Okay, what? But what's the gator tech? Now I have to know.
Instinct. If you're born in the Florida state line, you're just, you have that natural instinct, dude.
The gator tech is if it chases you, the zigzag, the constant zigzag. But if it catches you, then you have to go for its eyes. Those are the 2 gator techs.
Okay. Are they bad at turning or like what?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that that's not even real, but it was just like, I guess like they would spin out or something. I don't know. Their turn tracks.
This man gave us tech to duck gators, so he doesn't even know if it will work.
No, I don't know.
No, doesn't mean that one person's gonna run to a gator, use your tech, it won't work, and they're just gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
No, they'll be dead. They won't know. Dono don't have to worry about that because if they're wrong, they die.
Yeah, that is true.
Dono never has to suffer the consequences.
If I'm right and they turn a 10-0 matchup into a 10-0 matchup for them and not the gator, I think I'll get a fucking thank you to it.
Yeah, but if you're wrong, who cares? They're dead. Like, they're not going to complain.
I was just calling it the 10-0 matchup right there.
Well, I'll say, okay, gator versus human, I'll say is like a 8-2 matchup for gators.
Are they really faster than us, like, when it comes to running?
Those motherfuckers can speed walk,
yeah, they're
They
pretty
can
quick.
speed walk.
They can fucking skedaddle. Gators don't run, but they can skedaddle.
Oh,
That's how I describe a gator's movement. Those motherfuckers can skedaddle.
I'll say, circling back to parents. I don't know if either of you heard, but I was talking about my dad the other day. And I had this just deep realization while I'm telling these stories about my dad being just a fucking idiot when we were kids, that I am absolutely my father's child.
Uh-oh.
Just all the little bits and everything like that he did. Like, there's one where I was telling Rhyme, he he like embarrassed us in front of our new school.
The school? Okay, wait.
And
Tell the
laid
story
down-
for them, because this is actually kind of like a, in the moment, terrible story, but you appreciate it later.
Like I've never appreciated it. It was pretty cringe. Now, basically, but that's where I get my humor from. Because like we went to open house in high school. It was really big, and my sister and I were going to new school, and my dad went into the Scola, open smaller room with a stage, where typically there's like meetings and stuff, right? And there's people walking by. There's kids that we go to school with or going to be. And they're all up in the area too because the office is right there. So they're trying to meet administration and get their paperwork sorted out. My dad goes up on the stage and goes, well, and no one is sitting down. They're all walking around outside the room. But he goes, to be or not to be, that is the question. And then he like puts his hand up and then collapses on the floor and lays over and like a roach on his back, just like starts wiggling on the floor and going,
That's the dedication.
My sister and I were like, what the fuck dude, we were so embarrassed. And like, we laughed about it even when it happened, but we were like, why? Like, why is this happening, dude? Holy shit. And that's just so funny. Just thinking about that now, because it's just dumb things that I'll get like clips of me doing dumb shit on stream. And I'm like, oh yeah, I get it from my parents.
That's why it's like that happened to you when you're in school is terrifying. But later you gotta appreciate that's funny.
Listen, my dad, like when you can go to like those, you go to like the buffets and they have like the full like sometimes you see them where they have the fish heads if you go to like the Chinese buffets.
Yeah.
My dad had we were actually at Ruby Tuesdays. I don't know why they had fish heads at Ruby Tuesdays, but we were at Ruby Tuesdays and they had fish heads, and we were Mother's Day for my grandmother. My dad grabbed one because he wanted to taste it. And I remember he bit the mouth of it, and my grandmother was like disgusted. And my dad, I think, had like was going through a breakup or something. And he goes, "Look, it's my new girlfriend." And he kept like making this joke to my grandmother, and she did not like it. And I'm pretty sure that there's like
Pardo, look, how you
picture or
doing?
two
Thank you
of
for
my
42
dad
months.
with
Good to
this
see you, man.
fish, like this fish head, just posing with it like it's his new girlfriend. He had it like kiss him on the cheek and shit. Like in the restaurant. It's just so embarrassing.
You know if phones were around, he'd be taking selfies.
You said what?
Did you know if camera phones were around, he'd be taking selfies?
Yeah, no, he well, wait, I'm not that old. There are camera phones.
Are you sure?
How old?
Like razors, but like no. Okay, so camera phones existed, but selfies didn't. Can we go that far?
Cinna's parents definitely had Blueberry.
No, I was definitely a teenager.
You meant BlackBerry?
During this time, so there was a phone.
There were barely phones when you were a teenager.
I always think of
Do you guys
Blueberry.
think I'm like 65? I have so many questions.
You're at
Well,
least
wait a minute.
37.
No, I can't say anything, Ryan, because
Yeah, you did send me that
Dotto,
Granny
hold on,
Cinna
Dotto.
thing.
Did you just call me 37?
At least, yeah.
At least is what he said.
I just put it two and two together. By the way, I think Cinna's ideal man is Johnny Bravo. Now that I'm thinking about.
Yo! Wait a minute. Wait, that's my ideal man. Hold on.
Because I just was putting two and two together. You were like, "How old do you think I am?" And then I just realized you fucking want a guy to say, "Come to say, hey, mama."
Hey, mama.
Fucking
Hold on.
Johnny Bravo,
God.
dude.
Wait, when I say that, I don't want a guy to say that to me. It's just that's been said to me, and it makes me laugh. That is not my. I don't want my ideal man to catcall me on the street and say, "Hey, mom." That's not my ideal man.
Yo, Johnny Bravo once called the cops and said, "There's a handsome man in my mirror." Oh wait, that's just me.
Fucking Johnny Bravo. I hate you. No, I did say you can call me old today because I texted Rhyme and I said I pulled muscle in like my upper back and it's really hurting.
Oh, there's a combo to this. You gotta do the whole combo.
And simultaneously at the same time, I was trying to think of like Twitch stream ideas to turn into YouTube videos. And something I was trying to cook up was a version of bingo that's related to almost like a scavenger hunt type thing we could do with our friends. But when I had said bingo, I said it within 30 seconds of me saying my back hurt. And Ryan goes, "Did you just say?" He goes, "Did you just or jump to Danny's age in the matter of 3 minutes?"
That is the oldest shit I've ever heard.
Just a few seconds. Senior citizen.
Not last. Let's go. Anyway.
My back hurts. I sure want to play bingo this week.
Yeah. You guys want to play bingo this Friday? Oh, I get a crazy bingo night. You know me. Listen, I don't want a Johnny Bravo. I just need somebody, like I said, who I'm gonna pull out my Mewtwo card. They're gonna look at it and they're gonna go. I'm not gonna say damn law.
You can't be that young if you have the Mewtwo card. That's what I'm saying.
Great. They're gonna look at me and they're gonna say great.
Great. You want the Me Sports announcer?
Oh, yeah.
Nice paw.
Nice cock.
Okay, Rhyme and I went different directions. Understandable.
Yeah, right went very different directions.
I am slightly tainted by TikTok.
Nice card.
Nice cock.
Nice
Thank you.
hair.
Thank you. It's a gold Mewtwo.
If I meet a guy ever and I'm at a bar and he looks at it and he doesn't say it just like that, well then he's not the man for me,
Nice on.
All right.
I don't want him.
What if he does the perfect Wii Sports announcer voice, but then he's like, and then he asks like, "Hey, do you want to go to Applebee's?"
Hey, mama.
I actually kind of enjoy Applebee's, so I'm down with that.
Oh,
Wait, Applebee's. Well, okay, listen. I grew up pretty poor. Applebee's was a luxury. We went there for birthdays. Okay, so I don't hate on Applebe's.
He's doing a birthday vibe.
I used to
Their
go to Ruby
appetizer
Tuesdays
menu
on
used to be
my
fire.
birthday. I used to go to Ruby Tuesdays on my birthday, and I love Ruby.
When I lived in Missouri, my buddy's
we
idea
all
of,
survived the wings except for Thunder, I think, who had a terrible morning.
I did fine. Like I had like, it was a little bit of a bad time, and then once I got past the initial wave, I was good.
I was surprisingly amazing.
When I
had no issues.
When I lived in Missouri, the friends that I met there, their idea of celebrating was going out to the Golden Corral, and I was like, oh.
Oh no, that's where I draw the line. Okay?
They're like, hey, you want to go to the Golden Corral? And I'm like, I'll go there for you guys, but no, like, that's not where I want to go.
I draw the line there. My dad actually loves Golden Corral, and I remember a few years ago I asked him where he wanted to go for his birthday, and he said Golden Corral, and I just go. I was like, all right, let's go.
Okay, I was like, you didn't veto your dad's birthday, did you?
No, I didn't. I said, let's go. And in my head, I was just like, why is he doing this to me? But I love him, so I guess we'll go.
Has anybody ever been inside a macaroni grill or
A what?
A what?
a macaroni grill?
We have some here, but I've never been to one.
You know where I have
I've
been?
never been to one either. I was just curious.
You want to know where I've been exactly
to
once?
one. They're okay.
Oh, hold on, sorry. I was
Thunder?
focusing on not hitting any trees. You want to know where I've been exactly once, Rhyme?
Don't say it.
Falco de Chow. I've been to
It was
Falco
good.
It was...
It was delicious.
That's not the argument here,
I
pal.
hear that place is pretty cheap.
Thank
No.
you. Tell him. Tell him. Cinna.
You heard that from Rhyme and you heard wrong.
Hey,
Is what
thank
you...
you.
No, I make photos for fancy people, okay? Because
No. Rhyme said it's pretty cheap.
Okay, Cinna, have you heard this story
No,
ever?
it's expensive. Oh, of course, Rhyme would say it's cheap. You know how Rhyme is.
No. This is before
The
Rhyme was loaded.
bourgeoisie.
You have to hear
This is before Rhyme was packed to the brim. Have you heard this story?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, buckle up, kids.
Not
We're
the
going
Danny
back
one,
into the
right?
past.
Not the Danny one, right? Ryan?
No. So this is our first
no.
time. This is our first time ever getting invited to Bandai.
And by the way, this happened exactly 4 years ago. 4 years ago today.
It's longer than that. That wasn't our first Bandai trip because Dion was there. Oh wait, maybe it was because Dion was there.
This was the one. This was the one.
Okay. God, that feels so much longer than 4 years
Happy
ago.
anniversary, guys.
That feels so much longer than 4 years ago.
We have happy Fogo de Chao Day, dude.
Yeah, fucking
Fogo de Chao
fuck
Day,
you, Rhyme.
dude.
Anyway, so the story goes. This is our first time getting invited out to Bandai Namco. We're all like up and coming sort of YouTubers who were broke as shit, right? But they're paying for the flight, they're paying for the hotel, right? So we got all that covered. But you know, we're doing what we can. Okay? And we get there and I'm rooming with Dion. I forget who Rhyme's rooming with. And Dion tells me, and I'm the first person he told this to out of like the group. He confesses to me that very night that him and his girl are officially pregnant. They're going to have a kid. And he's like, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. I don't know how I'm going to pay for all this. I'm nervous, but I'm happy to be a dad. But like, I'm you know, low on cash. Hopefully it all works out. Yada yada. So Dion confides this in me. The next day we have the Bandai.
Like this is so much worse.
The next day
I like that. These details are good.
The next day we have the Bandai event. Obviously Danny has like one kid at this point, about to have like 7 more. How many kids Danny has now? He just had twins today. Whatever.
Right.
And so everybody's broke as shit is the point. Moral of the story. And we're at Bandai and we're getting ready to wrap up for the day because, you know, had a great day out there, all that. And Rhyme is like, hey, we should go to Fogo de Chao. And we're all like, what the fuck is that? Because that's rich people food. And Rhyme's like, no, it's not that bad. Either he ate there or his buddy ate there and told him about it last week. And it was $40. He's like, so it's kind of pricey. It's $40
I said 20. I said 20.
Whatever. And
So
we all like
So
kind
worse.
of whatever price he said, we all kind of like, okay, that's a little bit of a stretch, but you know what? We're eating out, we're having a good time. We can make that. We can do that. That's all right for you, Rhyme, whatever. So we show up to Fog on a Chow. Turns out it's the nicest restaurant of all time, and we're all in like gym shorts and t-shirts because we were at Bandai all day. First and foremost, we had backpacks and suitcases and shit because we were on a trip, and they kept it up front for us. They were nice. Huh?
I just remember everybody's eating and like, damn, this place is good. This is fire. Let's
Yeah,
fucking go.
so
Yo, Rob, good decision.
they bring the food
Good
around to
pick.
you, and it's delicious as hell, and you only pick what you want. You put a red sign up when you're done eating, and then they just give you a set price at the end. You eat your fill. And then the bill comes, and it's $80 plus tax. And we're all staring at Ryan. We're like, what the fuck, man? He's like, no, I swear it was $20 at lunch last week.
So well, because everybody looked at me simultaneously at the same time, and I swear time just froze. And I'm like, what? Well, you said it was $20.
Because their
No.
lunchtime prices are way different from their dinner time prices, I guess. But
Yeah,
we're all,
that's why I said, oh yeah, no, it's $20 during lunch.
So we're all dipping into our life savings, trying to calculate how we're going to pay these bank overdraft fees. Try to do the math on how we're going to cover these bank overdraft fees.
I wasn't there, but this is kind of the vibe. I think this is Rhyme POV. What's the bill around?
We hated that guy.
No, I just remember at the exact same moment, everyone looked at me at the same time and just goes, Dino, what the fuck? And I'm
You
like,
lied
oh.
to us.
I didn't lie. It's just it's more expensive during dinner.
Why would you not say that?
I don't think he
This is
knew.
why I'm a part of the bourgeoisie, dude. This is exactly why.
Well, no. Here's my logic. Okay, I've been around Bandai events long enough to know that every time we go out at the end of streams, which is only a handful of times, they always pay for it because that's what you do. You write it off.
They didn't go with us.
They did. David was there. So I'm like, oh shit, David's going? Bet. Let's just go to Fogo or something. And then the second I hear him go, all right, I'm gonna dip out. You guys got the checks. I'm like, okay, well, this is gonna hit real different here in a couple seconds. Because the thing is, I didn't tell you guys this. When I heard David was leaving, and I heard everybody bracing themselves, I'm like, I'm about to get jumped. Like, this is a wrap for me. They're gonna be upset. Because I just figured they were just gonna pay for it, and they didn't.
Well, you specifically told us the price beforehand, and like we were fine with it, but it was not the price you told us.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit more. Dan, thank you for the sub. Hey, but was a fire though. And you got a memory out of it. Think about it.
Here's what I can tell you. I don't remember how the food
You got
tastes.
a memory of being broke, dude.
No, listen, any other time we went out, you probably
having a
forgot what it was
budget
like.
at the dinner
You have this memory for the rest of your life. You're welcome.
Here's what I can tell you. I don't remember how the food
trauma.
tastes. Ryan.
He's like, it's just like broke trauma, and he's like, give this memory for the rest of your life.
You'll hold this forever.
You're scarred forever. Enjoy that. you be thankful for that memory. Oh my god.
I just remember it's imprinted in my head. Everybody looked at me at the same time. And I think Danny was a fair reaction because Danny actually got angry.
This was definitely longer than 4 years
He
ago.
ranted like an old man.
This was 100% longer than 4 years ago because the 4 years ago one was Fighters, and we were out there for Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2.
You were out there for Fighters?
Yeah. We were out there for the Fighters debut because I uploaded the pictures today. It's in my Snapchat. Hold on.
If that's Fighters? Because
Yeah.
Fighters is me, Max, Austin, and...
No, that was a later one. That wasn't the debut. We were out there for like the pre. Like we were beta testing Fighters.
Gotcha.
Kagi was there because this is Dimitri. This wasn't even J-Card.
No, this was David. This is before Dimitri.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The pictures I have from 4 years ago today, that's Dimitri. So it was definitely longer than 4 years ago. I knew that didn't sound right.
Dad, I told the story before. You know what? You know when Bandai started talking to me? I messaged them when I had like 5K subs, and the only reason why they responded to me is because they thought I had 500,000. And that's how our relationship started. For like the first like year and a half, they thought I had 500,000 subs. Then they actually saw my account and they're like, oh.
Well, J-Cart was a G. That's what's important.
No,
like,
it was him.
Yeah.
It was him. And
Yeah.
Here's the fair shit.
He was a fucking G.
3 years
so
in, 3 years in, J-Card goes, hey, did you ever sign an NDA? I'm like, no. He goes, oh, don't tell him that.
That was the coolest community manager I've ever worked with. Far and away.
Because he just didn't care.
I don't know if he was necessarily the best, but he was the coolest far and away.
No,
like, no
what
contest.
found me is it was years later. They're like, yeah, we can't find your NDA. Do you know where it is? I'm like, why would I know where it is? And then I remember, I was like, oh yeah, I never signed one. It was like a big secret. Hey, Pikachu Kid, I'm sorry. Hey, Pikachu Kid, I'm sorry.
Why are you?
Don't
I hit him with two
apologize.
red
Just fuck
shells.
him up.
It's so toxic when you say sorry and you're still gonna hit him, and you might.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Also, apologizing and then immediately doing it again means you weren't sorry the first time. Like by definition, you weren't sorry the first time.
No, the time I DM with 6 red shells is probably the most toxic thing I've ever done in this game.
God, I loved that match. That clip is so good.
Because his response was, "Hey, don't worry, I got a green shell to stop it."
You just see the joy like leave his face slowly.
What is going on?
Please don't get close to me and fire that shit off. Oh, I drove into the grass like an idiot.
Yeah, you want to stay out of the grass?
You got close to me and fired that shit off. I'm sick. I'm gonna ban it. Somebody ban Omega CIA from my chat.
Got
What's that?
You don't get mad at me when I ask you this. Okay?
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you actually familiar with Ribbon King prior to like this year? Like you've played it before?
Yes.
Because I have never
shocked?
met anybody. I have asked friends for years. Like I'm not kidding. For years, I have been asking people, waiting to meet a legendary individual that I could be like, you also have played this. That's not my sister. Nobody has ever played it.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
You said that. Like I want you to know it's been that long. I've asked my chat. You can ask my chat. I've asked my chat like every time it's ever come up. It's come up easily like 25 times plus. And I'll be like, has anyone ever played it? Yeah, and they've always said no.
Alan,
So
I didn't
if
actually
you're
mean
the
it. Don't
first
ban
person
people
who's
for.
actually
I did it
ever
on a
played
whim.
I'm gonna
Don't
be
ban
so
people
happy.
for real
You know
anymore
what,
because it
everyone
just
knows what
unfollowed Omega CIA.
One time
Also,
somebody
Omega
said they
CIA
did,
was
and
the
I
wrong
genuinely got
person.
excited in my chat, and they said, "No, I'm
It
just
was
kidding.
Omega
What's
Pro
up
is a
with this?"
beautiful
And I was
king,
like,
but
"Oh."
also that
I
was
did
the
same
wrong
thing to
person
you.
because
was like,
I got the
Ribbon King.
usernames
You got
mixed
so
up.
excited, and I felt
But it
bad. I
definitely
was
just
like,
unfollowed
oh,
Omega
fuck,
CIA
yeah,
from my channel.
Yeah, I know, like Donald, I want that to prove. I was genuinely excited about the fact that Rhyme said he knew what it was, and then when he said no, I
He's
was
a
like,
regular
oh,
viewer. I hope he finds his way back.
okay. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's great then. And I was sad. Unless you're committing to the bit right now, and that's what I can't
No.
tell. Is if you're committing to
No,
it.
that's why I brought it up to you because I saw you streaming it, and I was like, oh fuck, Cinna. I mean,
Fresh
I don't
Prince,
have,
thank you for the
I don't have
resub. Blank
weird attachment
Blank
with it
25,
you
thank you
did.
for 13 months.
If
Appreciate
I was
you.
like, oh, Cinna's playing Ribbon King and I didn't get invited, fuck, dude.